Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Alexander Graham Bell. I love these quotes every day. They keep me motivated. I hope they do the same for you. And what is our preparation? That is practice trading constantly. That is following the charts on a daily basis. I started an article this morning. I'll get it finished up probably tomorrow. And it explains what I mean about that 10 to 15 minutes each and every day we ask you to devote to the markets. What is it you should be doing? How do you spend that 10 to 15 minutes in the market every day? I'm going to have an answer for all that. I think I hint at it. I think I've explained it plenty of times on the show, but I'm going to lay it out for you in black and white. I want to thank our Patreon members. By the way, Patreon members, don't forget, check your emails tonight. The 20 weekly vertical crossovers will be coming out as soon as I finish the show. I will have that list complete. I'm also going to, because sometimes folks don't have access to their email, or our emails go into your spam box and you're not finding it easily enough, I'm going to go ahead and put in the Patreon only section of our Patreon page each week. I'm going to download the contents of that email. So if you don't see the email, check the Patreon page. I don't use that a lot. If you ever have questions, Patreon members always email me. Same to everyone else out there, cw@chartingwealth.com. We love to hear from you. Let's jump into these charts. Everything up for the day. Now I have to adjust my chart here. There we go. I did not have it set in regular hours. It was in post hours. Those of you who aren't aware of the trading platform we use, it is TC2000, the paid version of freestockcharts.com. You can start with freestockcharts.com, and then as you get used to the platform, at some point, if you're serious, you need to upgrade. The beautiful thing about upgrading is you get real-time data and you can get post-market, pre-market data, which is wonderful to just see what's happening after the markets close before they open, what's going on early and late. So that's interesting stuff. Just a little side note too, whenever I place an order for a trade, of course, I do a good till cancel. I do a limit order when I'm buying in. I want to get in when I want to get in. But as soon as that order is entered, I already know, or I calculate it very quickly after, depending on the entry price. If it varies a little bit, that's okay. Then I figure out what my profit band or bands are going to be, and I go ahead and put in my good till canceled sell orders or order. I put those in so that I lock in my profit without even having to watch the profits that I will be happy with. And then what else do? I also make sure that I check the block for pre and post market so that my order can be filled before or after the market. I find many times, seems to happen more often than not, that it's the pre-market where my order is filled. So again, don't forget that little hint. Now, if you're paper trading, of course, you're going to start off just paper trading. Nice thing is, at freestockcharts.com, well, the paid version, TC2000, you can paper practice. And again, that's very helpful. When you start fractional trading, that is using a very small dollar amount, $100 or less, to see how good you really are, then of course you can put in those types of limit orders with pre and post market. So keep that in mind. Just put that in little show notes for today. Important hint to remember. Let's jump into these charts. Everything a booming for the day. S&P 500 up 1.68%. How is this week shaping up? Well, it's a green open box doji now. We have lots of movement on top, even more movement on the bottom. Haven't gotten anywhere near the bottom of the prior week. Price percent oscillator, likewise, is losing some of that downward momentum. Derivative oscillator still moving down just a little bit. We go into the 2-day. What do we see there? Well, we see this 2-day candle is heading up, pushing through the weekly trend line. Pay attention to that. Also pay attention to the fact the price percent oscillator is heading up. Derivative oscillator is heading up. Half-day chart, we can see where it sort of bounced off that red signal line. It was sort of heading down. We saw at the end of the day on Wednesday that slowing and then popped up big time both in the morning and afternoon on Thursday. We'll see how the week wraps up on Friday. So again, pay close attention as we see, penetration of the weekly trend line well through the 2-day trend line, and as things just continue to jack up on both the weekly and that 2-day chart. Very important for you to pay attention to. Now we go to the Qs, the NASDAQ 100, up even more, 1.84%. We have a solid green, so that's showing you slowdown in the up movement. Hasn't penetrated. Now the price during the day did penetrate, or during the week did penetrate. The weekly trend line is above the 2-day trend line, but not searing up like we saw with the S&P. Price percent oscillator still headed down, derivative oscillator headed down. Now take a look at the 2-day, still negative, but that price percent oscillator is heading up. Derivative oscillator still negative, but heading up at that 2-day candle is really jamming. I mean, it's just in one day, first day of this latest, it's popped over and is heading up strong, pushing through, popped through the 2-day and then pushed up through the weekly. We'll see how that candle ends. Look at the half day. And again, things were trudging down for 2.5 days, sideways for a day, up a little, and then popping up big time through that weekly trend line on the half-day chart too. Pay attention to what these things show you, where you see multiple penetration on all of the different time settings with green candles. And what does that mean? How does that relate to movement in the future? These are the nuances you learn with the ETFs and the stocks that you follow on a daily basis that you note in your trader's workbook, so that you are able to put this kind of knowledge and what you learn from these things to use in the future. That's why it's so important that you don't just listen to the show, but you listen and you take notes as to what's happening in each of these ETFs so you can apply those in the future and learn lessons. Don't repeat mistakes. That is the key. Repeat the good things, the smart things, the valuable things. Discard the stuff that doesn't work. Now, what do we see with 20-year bonds? We have a green spinning top, a little bit of movement on top, a lot of movement on the bottom. We can see where the price percent oscillator is flattening, derivative oscillator still heading down a little bit on the 2-day. We're going into the second candle moving up. The last one pierced the 2-day, going right up near. In fact, during the course of the rise, we can see the Heikin Ashi candlestick right up there on the weekly trend line. Price percent oscillator negative, but heading up. Derivative oscillator continuing to lose momentum. Half day, look at that, just moving up 1, 2, 3 days of strong up movement at the end of the day. Well, beginning of the day too, pierced it into the day, also moving through that weekly trend line. It's done that in the course of what? A day and a half. So again, watch that as you see the rebounding potentially of 20-year bonds. Pay attention to how things wrap up on Friday. Now, what do we see with gold? Oh, gold, I love you. Gold is heading up. We look like we're going to end up with a green up week. A little bit of movement down. Gold is still negative on the price percent oscillator and derivative oscillator, but that price percent oscillator is heading up. What do we see on the 2-day? Well, we had that 2-day, that is the 2-day. The 2-day has crossed. Let's go ahead. We're going to have to separate this. Maybe I have to go to I'm looking for the 2-day trend line. It appears to be laminated, and I'm not getting it separated. Well, I may just have to draw. I'll put that in a little later, but we have the 2-day crossing over at the close of the market on Wednesday, heading up. And again, we'll see if this is going to be enough movement to do what? To drag the weekly over, going up. So we'll wait, watch, and see as things continue to move along. Derivative oscillator, price percent oscillator, both positive. We look at the half day, and of course it has been positive since all the way back on Thursday in the morning on the 30th of September. Popped up, slid sideways, then down for a day and a half, and then started over the last 2 days, really, that strong up move. Pulled back a little bit, slowed down a little bit at the end of the day on Thursday. So Maybe in the next week or so, maybe we will have the ability to jump back into an up move on gold. We will see. What about Bitcoin? Up 3.12%. Beautiful, with that 2-day recross that got us back into our Bitcoin practice trade. I have a nice big green up candle for the week. Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line. Derivative oscillator heading up. Today, we see that a slowdown over the course. We see this sort of a little warning candle. It just means pay attention. Price percent oscillator still moving up. Derivative oscillator moving up. Prices above that 2-day trend line. Let's look at the half day. We can see where we had this devolution for 2 days. That is still spinning out in the oscillators, both on the price percent oscillator and the derivative oscillator. Pay attention. Let's keep an eye on things and see how they go. But it's nice to see Bitcoin up again, 3.12% since, again, just beautiful since we had that 2-day recross. If you're interested in Bitcoin, you need to practice trade it. You need to follow these charts on a daily basis and get a feel for how it moves. Also, interesting note, Ethereum, which is another potentially trackable ETF for practice trading. This is the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. And of course, what's it up to? Up 6.75%. Again, go back, backtrack these things, see how they work with moves, see where the moves are most accurate, up or down, and then figure out what you want to do. Practice, practice, practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall. And that's how you get to be a good trader and investor. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.